Fragrance discounters are listing products online for sale that they don't actually have in stock. I recently ordered a Zaro Forever Wanted elixir from GiftExpress at a great price, admittedly. Paid, marked as shipped, got a tracking number, everything seemed good to go. Until now, where 3 weeks have gone by, no fragrance, no movement on the shipping side, and radio silence from GiftExpress. Everything at first appeared fine, but USPS tracking and GiftExpress tracking portal show that USPS never received a package from GiftExpress. And when I reached out to GiftExpress, they told me that the package was in transit, which we already know is not true. Now, my experience is not a one-off thing. I've heard so many similar stories from people who are ordering fragrances from GiftExpress, from Jomashop, and other online discounters. So what is actually happening behind the scenes, and why would these discounter companies do this? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about how you can identify this and prevent this type of situation from ever happening to you. As always, guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe for your weekly dose of high-quality fragrance discussion content. Let's get into it. Let's start with what these fragrance discounters are actually doing, what's going on behind the scenes, and why they're doing this in the first place. Now, I'm not talking about fraudulent sites. GiftExpress, Jomashop, and other sites alike are legit discounters that do sell authentic products. This is not just a scammy site. Sites like Jomashop and GiftExpress are able to offer below retail prices on authentic fragrances because they buy them at wholesale. When they acquire their stock from the manufacturer, they're acquiring thousands of bottles at a time, and that's how they're able to get that discounted price. So think about it. The amount of money that you need to have to be able to purchase that many fragrances at one time could be in the 5, 6, maybe even 7-figure range. So for these companies that don't have as high of a markup as retail stores, they have to order tons of fragrances at a time to get these deals. And so it's a big risk for them. It's a lot of money that they have to put on the table to get this massive supply of fragrances that if they don't sell, it's a loss. So what these sites like Jomashop and GiftExpress are doing to get around having to put all that money up front is they're passing it along to you, the consumer. They're listing these products as in stock on their websites so they can collect enough orders and enough money to float the expense to then get that massive quantity of fragrances. It's the same idea as a pre-order, but they're doing this without telling you, the consumer. And then when you spend your hard-earned money on a fragrance and then 3 weeks goes by and nothing arrives at your door, who's left waiting, confused, with no information? You. So you're going to the site, you're seeing that the bottle is listed, it's in stock, there's a price, you can go all the way, you can check out, you can put your credit card information, and they will take your money no problem. Then what happens, because they don't actually have the fragrance in stock, is they mark your order as shipped, but it's not actually shipped. All they did was create a shipping label for your order. They have no product, there is no package, and no package is even being given to the shipping carrier. But they mark your order as shipped so that you don't think anything of it, and you think everything is moving along as normal, and hopefully you forget about it in time for them to be able to acquire the fragrance and then get it to you later than you expected to get it. It's a shady psychological trick to make you think that your package is on its way to you, and you don't think anything of it, while they just collect orders and try to get the best deal possible without even telling you that that's what's happening. As you can see here on my USPS informed delivery page, this package, which was marked as shipping over 12 days ago, is still waiting to be received by USPS. So again, even though the label has been created, there is no package in transit. There is no fragrance on its way to my doorstep that I paid for. And you can even see the same thing on the GiftExpress shipping portal side of things, that the package has not been given to the shipping carrier. Now, when I reached out to GiftExpress customer service about this, what did I get but a whole bunch of stalling, some lying, and them punting the issue, again, hoping that they can acquire this fragrance in time to get it out to me before they have to issue me a refund. They didn't initially respond to my first email where I was checking the status of my order. After a few days, I followed up and asked if they could please cancel my order if the fragrance was not actually in stock, to which they replied, "We apologize for the inconvenience caused. Your order has been shipped and according to the tracking information is currently in transit. It appears there may be a delay in delivery. We're submitting a ticket with USPS to help expedite the process." But as we saw on the USPS informed delivery and on the Gift Express shipping portal itself, this is not the case. And even after giving them a quick response to let them know that this is not correct information, I still haven't heard anything. And this is just so frustrating as a paying customer. Now listen, there's nothing wrong with doing an actual pre-order as long as you inform me, the paying customer, that that is the case. If you let me know, hey, here's this fragrance at this fantastic price, you just might have to wait 3-4 weeks for it. Allow me, the customer, to make the decision of whether or not I want to wait that long for a fragrance. I want to give a shout out to a discounter, not sponsored, that does this correctly, and that is Fragrance Nevaeh. They let you know, hey, this is a pre-order, so if you buy this fragrance, it's going to be a fantastic price, but it could take 3, 4, 5 weeks to get your fragrance in the mail. That is the right way to do it. That's all I'm asking for as a consumer that's spending my money on your products. I feel like that's fair. So how can you identify if this is something that's happening from a discounter that you may want to purchase a fragrance from? Now, right now, in my experience, the only sites that I've seen that do this are GiftExpress and Jomashop. But if you know of any other sites that are doing this actively, please put it down in the comment section below so people are aware of it. As you've seen from my story, GiftExpress doesn't give you any hint that this is the case, so I would just buyer beware if you're ever gonna buy from them. Jomashop, on the other hand, gives you little hints, but it's still not completely accurate. If you see anything on the Jomashop site that says ships in 3 to 4 days or ships in 1 to 2 weeks or anything other than this is available immediately right now for overnight shipping, then beware, they don't have your fragrance in stock. And there is no guarantee that you're actually gonna get the fragrance in the time frame that they list. I've bought fragrances that said ships in 1 to 2 days, and again, 2 or 3 weeks goes by, no fragrance, I have to cancel the order and get refunded. Now, I will give credit to Jomashop and say that every time I put in a request for a refund, they've responded quickly and they've issued the refund to me with no hassle, no problem at all, which obviously I can't say in this case about GiftExpress. And that leads me to my next point about protecting yourself from this happening to you, and that is to always make a purchase, if you can, with a credit card and not a debit card. Like, let's say GiftExpress decides to screw me, never sends a fragrance, and never gives me a response or issues me a refund. I can go and file a dispute with my credit card company. That's the bank's money, and they're gonna go get it back, and they're probably gonna take care of you if they're a good credit card company. But if you use a debit card and that came straight out of your checking account, you're kind of on the hook for this one. And always pay attention to your tracking and shipping information. If they mark your fragrance as shipped, but you haven't seen any movement or activity in at least 3 to 5 days after you get marked shipped, they probably don't have your fragrance in stock. And if you have to, file a dispute. It's your money, man. So I wanted to make this video just to say, protect yourself when you're making purchases out there, frag heads. This shit happens way more often than you think. And my message to all the discounter sites out there that are doing this to their paying customers is this. Listen, I understand that margins are tight and expenses are high, but you owe the consumer transparency. This is a shady, fake pre-order scam. It's bad business. It's gonna do nothing but drive people away from making purchases on your site. All you have to do is be transparent about what it is that you're doing. If it's a pre-order, list it as a pre-order. If you don't have the fragrance in stock, let that be known to the consumer before they spend their money so that they can decide if they want to wait or not. Let me know in the comment section below if you've dealt with any bad business from fragrance discounter sites like this. I want to hear from you down below so that the people can be aware of these things that are going on in the industry. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you did. We've got good, high quality fragrance discussion based content coming out on a weekly basis on this channel. I'm thankful for all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the very next video. Peace.